In a quiet countryside town tucked between fading hills and forgotten roads, lived a man whose name was barely remembered, but whose legacy breathed in every leaf, every breeze, every shadow of hope that danced across the land. This isn't a story about fame or fortune. It's about a man named Eli Walker, a dreamer, a doer, a believer. I was once like any young man from the town of Hartsfield, full of ambition, hope, and big city dreams. At 22, he left home chasing success in New York City. He worked odd jobs, washing dishes, hauling boxes, cleaning basements. Every morning he whispered, "This is just the beginning." But the beginning turned into years, and years turned into silence. The city was loud, fast, and unkind. Eli returned to his hometown at 35, exhausted, broke, and carrying nothing but a suitcase and a storm inside his chest. People whispered, "There goes Eli, the one who tried and failed." Even his own family struggled to hide their disappointment. But Eli, he looked at the overgrown field behind his child home and said softly, "Maybe I wasn't meant to build sky rises. Maybe I was meant to grow something deeper." While the town judged and chuckled, Eli began to work. Alone, quietly, the land behind his home had long been abandoned, dry, cracked, forgotten. But Eli believed in second chances. He cleared the weeds, dug up the hard earth, and began planting, one seed at a time. He had no money for machines, no fertilizers, no help, just his hands, his sweat, and an unshakable belief that something beautiful could still grow. Neighbors mocked him, "He's lost it, nothing grows there, wasting his time." But Eli just kept working, year after year, and still nothing. Until one spring morning on year 3, a small green sprout reached out from the soil. Then another, and another. Hope had taken root. 10 years later, Eli's field was unrecognizable. Where once lay dust and thorns, now stood rows of fruit trees, blooming flowers and herbs that swayed like waves. Birds returned, butterflies danced, children ran through it laughing. The same people who once laughed now brought their families to walk beneath the canopy of color Eli had created. He never called it a garden, he called it his field of faith. Reporters came, local TV stations did features, farmers from other states visited to learn. But Eli always said, "I didn't plant for attention, I planted to believe again." Eli never married, never left the town again, but his roots ran deep. One day, a young man from a nearby city visited and asked, "Mr. Walker, what made you keep going when the world said it was hopeless?" Eli chuckled and said, "Because it's better to fail doing something you believe in than to succeed doing nothing at all." Before he passed away, Eli left a small letter in a tin box beneath the oldest tree he planted. Years later, a young girl found it carved with just one sentence. "If you're standing in shade today, someone once believed in tomorrow enough to plant it. Be that someone." Closing. The forest Eli Walker planted still blooms in Hartsfield, not because he had wealth, not because he had help, but because he had vision and patience. Let this be your reminder. When life looks barren, plant anyway. When no one believes in you, dig deeper. When you feel forgotten, remember, the roots grow before the fruit shows. Be like Eli. Plant your dreams, even if you may never sit beneath their shade.